Hey guys, Luna here, and welcome to a new episode of That Crypto Hustle. So we've been having a little bit of technical difficulties trying to get OBS to work. So please let us know if you're having issues with the audio. We should be all set today. So I'm super excited to have Crypto Ellis, YouTuber Crypto Ellis, with us again. Hey Jack, how's it going today?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. So thanks for joining
Excited to be
us.
here. Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, no, totally. So, why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself and how you got started into the cryptocurrency world?
Yeah, so my name's Jack, and my YouTube name is Crypto Ellis. I've got over about maybe 5,500 subscribers at the moment. So what I do is I do daily videos on my cryptocurrency views, ICO reviews, and like what happens with Segwit and Bitcoin and all that kind of stuff. So I got into this by basically just looking into Bitcoin when it was at around 970 to maybe just over $1,000. And I was looking into it, and the more I looked into it, the more I could see the use case for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in everyday life. Like Bitcoin basically means that we can be our own bank and just have financial freedom. The banks can't control us, the government can't control us. So that just got me hooked. And then after Bitcoin, I was just looking into all the other cryptocurrencies like IOTA, Ethereum, and all these other cryptocurrencies. So that's just a bit about how I got started on cryptocurrency. I'm also on Twitter, Instagram, InvestFeed, Steam, and all those other platforms as well. So I'm really doing like the whole social media thing at the moment and really pumping it out there.
Yay, awesome. So, yeah, thanks for the intro. So, there's actually, to be honest, like I recently got into cryptocurrency, like probably
Yeah,
about 3, 4 months ago. And I was just really interested because, obviously we've all heard about Bitcoin and sort of the evolution of it. And it's been getting a lot and more traction. And, just started reading more about it. And that's why I wanted to start the podcast. But
yeah,
a lot of, so it's funny because I've been to a lot of talks and whatnot, and there's always like, I guess, this misunderstanding of the possibilities. And I guess the main question is like, what do I buy with Bitcoin? What do I buy with any sort of cryptocurrency? So, how would you best answer that question for people who don't know?
yeah. So you can buy pretty much anything with cryptocurrency at the moment, like with Bitcoin. You can go to stores and all that kind of stuff, buy new cars and stuff with Bitcoin. But what Bitcoin's mainly used for is that if you're coming into cryptocurrency, you first buy Bitcoin to buy into different altcoins like maybe Ethereum, Litecoin, and all these other cryptocurrencies. But a lot of people coming into cryptocurrency, or when they first hear about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, they still think that Bitcoin's got a bit of a bad rap just because that in the past it used to be used for drugs and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of people still think that it's got a bad rap, but Bitcoin's changed since then. Like all these drug sites that were out there using Bitcoin, most of them are shut down now. So Bitcoin is now more user friendly and it's actually used a lot around the world these days, but it's getting slower and the fees are getting more expensive as we speak. So that's why we've been having these forks and Segwit and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's a bit about what you can buy with Bitcoin. So what the forks are pretty much is half the miners agree that Bitcoin should just stay how it is, and then like another half the miners believe that Bitcoin is getting too slow, the fees are getting too much, and they believe that Bitcoin needs to change. So that's why we had like Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold, all of these different forks. But a lot of people are just putting their money into Bitcoin to get all the free cash from these forks. So yeah, so a lot of people are giving Bitcoin a bit of a bad rep now because they were just putting the money in there just to get the free cash. So they're kind of devaluing Bitcoin, even though it's always going up. They're kind of devaluing what Bitcoin was made for. But in another sense, they're actually creating another cryptocurrency slash Bitcoin that's going to be better than Bitcoin potentially because it can have lower fees, it can be quicker than Bitcoin, and it can still be called Bitcoin, if you know what I mean by that.
Yeah, so can you explain a little bit what's been happening? Because I was hearing a lot, obviously, about the fork. So it's been called off. What's
Yeah.
the progression and what's going to happen to all these different Bitcoins that are out there? So is there a way for you to sort of simplify it For
Yeah, so
everyday people.
basically what was meant to happen with SegWit was the first part of SegWit happened in August, so that's when we had Bitcoin Cash. And then what was meant to happen with the second part is they were meant to change the data blocks from 1 MB to 2 MB, so that would have made it quicker, that would have made the transaction fees go down a bit. But some of the miners, they didn't want to do this, because if they do this, then they'd have to upgrade their mining equipment and all that kind of stuff. And some of the miners think that Bitcoin's amazing how it is already. So that's one of the reasons they didn't want to do it. And also they didn't want to do it because they believe all these forks are devaluing Bitcoin, like I've already said. So we probably had about, I think you need 80% of the miners to agree to actually do the fork for the fork to happen. So that's what happened when we had the first forks. So I think it was like 87% of the miners, they agreed to it. So we had the Bitcoin Cash fork. And then basically what the Bitcoin Gold fork was, that was like a completely different fork. So a company of groups of miners, they just came out and just said, okay, we're just going to go ahead and do a Bitcoin Gold, and we're just going to create a Bitcoin Gold. So that was like completely separate to what SegWit was. So they did is they just made a Bitcoin Gold cryptocurrency, and it's just being released just recently. And with that, you basically would have got free Bitcoin Gold if you would have put your money into Bitcoin. So like I was saying, it's kind of devaluing Bitcoin because a lot of people were putting the money into Bitcoin. And then if you're a newbie coming into cryptocurrency, you see, oh, Bitcoin's really high. But then a few days later, you might see that it plummeted back down by like maybe 1,000 lower than it was, because a lot of people are putting their money into Bitcoin just to get all this free cash. So it's kind of manipulating the market in a way.
So how many Bitcoins is there currently?
So we've got Bitcoin Gold, we've got Bitcoin Cash, and then Bitcoin Cash just recently forked again, and then the original Bitcoin, and then there's like a Bitcoin Dark, and then there's like I think there's a couple more after that as well.
But if you own the original Bitcoin, you have all the other Bitcoins, right?
Yes, if you owned the original Bitcoin, you would have got some free Bitcoin Gold, some free Bitcoin Cash. I'm not sure about the other Bitcoins that are out there, but yeah, you would have got free Bitcoin Gold and free Bitcoin Cash. So they're saying if this keeps happening into the future, the people that are holding the original Bitcoin, they're still going to be happy because they're still getting all this free cash out of nowhere. So even if Bitcoin doesn't go up that much in value, they're still going to get free Bitcoin forks. So they're still going to be happy in a way.
Got you.
Yeah.
So now, okay, so yeah, we talked a little bit about the fork. There's also a lot of news that happened recently about Ethereum being hacked. Can you tell us a little bit about that and what you think the repercussions are for the future?
Yeah, so I haven't looked into it too much, but from what I've looked into it, basically what happened was the wallets got hacked, and with the wallets being hacked, a lot of people's funds are pretty much frozen now, and they can't actually get those funds back. So what I think that will happen for the future now with Ethereum and with going forward, I think Ethereum and all the other cryptocurrencies going forward will just take better precautions and make it a lot safer and all that kind of stuff, because nobody really could have predicted what was happening with Ethereum, because it just came out of nowhere. So yeah, so I don't think there's going to be too much difference in the future, except for just making like protocols safer, so the wallets are safer and all this kind of stuff.
So anybody who owns Ethereum, are they still safe, or?
Yeah. So everyone that owns Ethereum is still safe, because a lot of people still put their Ethereum in like MetaMask wallets or My Ethereum wallets. So I think it was just one wallet company that got hacked, from what I just from snippets that I read online. I didn't actually look into it like deep into it. So yeah, there's quite a lot of money that got taken away with this.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that's what is so unsettling about cryptocurrencies in general, right? Is that you really have to follow the day-to-day in order to invest in it. And there's so many scams out there. So can we talk a little bit about what's a good way for someone who's interested in getting started to just start getting information about what is safe? And also, so let's talk about that, because then I also want to ask you about whether or not you think it's still a good time to purchase Bitcoins. But first, so when you first started learning about cryptocurrencies, what were some of the first steps, and where were some of the first resources you went to gather information?
Yeah, so I was just going on to different Facebook groups like maybe CoinTrader and stuff like that. And then if I wanted to learn about a certain cryptocurrency, I would just go in there ask them, be like, hey guys, I'm new to cryptocurrency. What is Ethereum? How can I get invested into Ethereum and all this kind of stuff? Also, watching YouTube videos helps a lot, like watching different YouTubers like Box Mining, myself, other different YouTubers, because we've got a lot of knowledge and that we can help share to the newbies. So like if you're just watching a video, just go into the comments and just be like, hey, I've just got recently into cryptocurrency. What cryptocurrencies do you advise me to go into, or what cryptocurrencies do you like, or how can I buy cryptocurrencies and all this kind of stuff. Also, there's a few other good resources like Reddit. So if you go on Reddit, like most of the cryptocurrencies are on Reddit, and you got Bitcoin, cryptocurrency forums, subreddits on there as well. So that's also a good place to go. And then the main ones are like CoinMarketCap. So basically, CoinMarketCap is a lowdown on all your cryptocurrencies that are currently out there, and it gives you like the top 100, and then also it gives you the ones after that, tells you the market caps, tells you what the prices are, where you can buy them, and all that kind of stuff. And then you can also find the websites for the different cryptocurrencies on there. So that's probably the best one to go to if you're new into cryptocurrency. Just go over to CoinMarketCap if you've heard about cryptocurrency that you like maybe Ethereum. Click on Ethereum, it'll tell you the price, it'll tell you where you can buy it, and it'll tell you the website and Ethereum news as well.
That's awesome. And so what about some of these Telegram groups? So Telegram, essentially, for some of you guys that don't know, it's kind of like a WhatsApp, but it allows a larger group of individuals to be able to interact with one another. So it's kind of like a Facebook Messenger, but it allows like up to 100 people or more.
Like about 20,000, 28,000.
Oh, really? I didn't know it was that many. Yeah, I'm on a couple groups, but it's really full on intense because there's just a lot of really active discussions on that.
The ICO Electronium just recently broke the record for the biggest ever Telegram group.
Who did?
Electronium, the ICO Electronium.
Ah, okay.
They broke the record for the biggest ever Telegram group. And they actually had to create a bigger Telegram group just because of the cryptocurrency Electronium, because of how many people were going into the group. So I think they're on almost 30,000 now.
And how do you spell that group?
Electronium, so it's a British.
Tronium.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it's a British ICO. So people in America might not have heard of it because I don't think they were allowed to participate. But it's just at the moment they're having a few problems with wallets and stuff like that. So it's not actually, it's released on one exchange, but there's not much volume at the moment. So that's probably why you haven't heard of it that much. Yeah.
So there's that. You mentioned Reddit, which I absolutely agree, and then a couple other websites.
Reddit is pretty similar way. Most of the cryptocurrencies are on both of those platforms. So if you just go into there, you can talk to them. And Slack and Discord, they're two other good ones where you basically just go onto the platform, go into the Telegram group, Slack group, or anything like that. And most of the time, the CEOs or the developers are actually in those groups as well. So you can actually personally speak to the developers of Electronium, the developers of the cryptocurrency. So that's pretty good about cryptocurrency. You can actually get straight to the source and actually talk to the person instead of going through like middlemen, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, totally. So who are like some of the YouTubers you're following, for instance?
So I watch like a load of different people. So like Box Mining, Crypto Daily, Crypto Lark, and all those kind of people. Yeah. So I like to make it different, so I'm not just watching the same YouTuber.
Definitely. So what are you super excited about right now? And I mean, I guess before we go into that question, is it still relevant to invest in Bitcoin and invest like cents? I mean, I guess, because it's so expensive at this point. I think 1 cent is like between 500 and 600. So is it even relevant to go there, or should you start exploring other options? Like, what's your take?
Yeah, so there's like two answers to this. So it is still relevant because with the more people coming into cryptocurrency, the first cryptocurrency they're most likely to go to is Bitcoin, because that's how a lot of people come into cryptocurrency. They hear about Bitcoin. So that's probably the first one that they're going to buy. So it's still going to go up in value, in my opinion, going into the future. Mm-hmm. But also, on the other hand, there's other cryptocurrencies that will probably give you better gains in the future. Like if you get into an ICO at the moment, then that's probably going to get you more percentage gain and more profit than Bitcoin would at the moment, because because Bitcoin's so high at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So there's two answers to that. Like, yes, it's still a good time because Bitcoin, in my opinion, is always going to be going up in value
Yeah.
with the amount of people that are still coming into cryptocurrency, and it's decentralized. Well, it's meant to be decentralized, but it's pretty centralized now. Governments can't do anything about it, and all that kind of stuff. And then, like I said, ICOs, different cryptocurrencies that are like really low at the moment, like Power Ledger, IOTA, Bitcoin, so all these cryptocurrencies in about 2, maybe 3 years time, in my opinion, they're gonna like skyrocket in price.
So what do you think is another like good competitor as far as like cryptocurrency, like who you're really excited about right now?
Litecoin. So
Mm-hmm.
Litecoin's one of my favorite, and Ethereum. So Ethereum, just because you can actually create on their platform, like you can create new cryptocurrencies, like the ICOs and all that. So that's really good, and that gives Ethereum the value that it's got today. And then Litecoin, because Litecoin's going to be doing quite a few things in 2018. So they're doing Lightning Network, so that's basically instant transactions with basically low to no fees. And
Mm-hmm.
also in the future, they're going to be doing cross-chain payments, where basically you could be able to send your Litecoin, exchange your Litecoin for Bitcoin without an exchange being involved.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so there are a few cryptocurrencies that I'm really excited about at the moment. Yeah, and
So
then you got like
why specifically Litecoin? What do you like specifically about Litecoin?
yeah. So it's just faster than Bitcoin. So I think the Bitcoin block time is going to be about 10 minutes, and then Litecoin's is like 2.5 minutes. Also, the Litecoin fees are a lot lower than Bitcoin and most cryptocurrencies at the moment, which is great. And then, like I said, they've got a lot going in the future. They've got a good team, good community. So yeah, it's pretty bright future for Litecoin.
So there's a lot. I mean, you talked about Ethereum, but there's a lot of speculation that Ethereum is not going to last as long because I mean, a lot of people are saying that there's other workarounds of blockchain.
Yeah, like Neo. So
Yeah, yeah.
Neo's
So
basically
can you talk a little bit about that and what you think the speculations are there?
Yeah. So Neo's pretty much the Chinese Ethereum, where they're basically doing like ICOs on top of their platform as well. But because Ethereum was the original one that started that off, I believe a lot more people will go towards Ethereum to build their ICOs. So I don't see the Ethereum price going down in the future because, like I said, a lot of people will go onto that platform to create. But like you said, there's a lot of competitors coming in, so Ethereum's probably not got that much more room to actually move up in price. A lot of people say it's going to reach maybe 1,000 next year, and then into the future after that, it's probably not going to reach much higher than that, I don't believe.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, yeah, you're right. I mean, yeah, it's interesting. Like, I think it's one of those things where essentially there's so much development on a daily basis,
Yeah,
and it's kind of the wild, wild west right now where it's just about learning all the different possibilities and just also having vision and having an
yeah,
understanding of like which potential cryptocurrencies could have a future,
yeah.
whether governments are going to be okay to implement them, yeah, and
Why?
also yeah, and
What I like
whether
is
go
like
ahead, sorry.
hold my cryptocurrencies long term. So just like put them in a offline wallet and then just hold them long term and then just check like news on them like maybe 2 or 3 times a week just to make sure like nothing dramatic is happening. So with that, you've just got to keep an eye on it. That's what I like to do personally. And in that way, you're not worrying too much about the price because if you know that it's got the fundamentals like a great team, a great project, great community, and all that kind of stuff, then there's no point really worrying about the price every single day and looking the price up every single day because you know in the future it's going to have potential to move up in price and
Yeah.
move to the price that you want to cash out on. Especially with a lot more people coming into the cryptocurrency world and a lot more money coming into it. Like in about maybe 3 or 4 years, this can easily be $1 trillion market cap at the top of the cryptocurrency world. So, because like Bitcoin's already at like 126 billion or something like that. So it's moving up there closely. I think we're at 200 billion now or just over. So we still got a fair way to go. But when we start getting mass adoption, $1 trillion market cap is not going to be nothing to worry about, really.
Yeah, no, definitely. So, I mean, when you're shopping for cryptocurrencies, like shopping for ICO and really looking at the company and its ethic and really understanding the possibilities for it in the future. So I'm curious, like, what did some of your friends say when you first got started with cryptocurrency?
Yeah, so most of them were just saying that you're not going to make much money off cryptocurrency. It's used for drugs and all that kind of stuff, just putting hate on cryptocurrency. But then when I explain it to them and explain it to most of the people, most of them are, like, get interested in it after that. Like, I just came back from New Zealand and Australia. I was over there, and then when I came back to the UK, I started posting about cryptocurrency on my Facebook. And I got people from some of my friends back from over New Zealand. They were like messaging me up, being like, "Hey Jack, what's Bitcoin? I've been looking into it, but I haven't really invested into it. Can you help me?" And all this kind of stuff. So once you actually put the word out there on like Facebook or your social media platforms, people start getting interested. And once you show them your results, so like say if you make $1,000 in 1 week off a certain cryptocurrency, you post that onto a certain social media platform, they see your results and then they're just like, oh, he wasn't joking when he meant he was going to make money on this kind of stuff. Like, it's the same with YouTube. When I started YouTube, loads of people were like, oh, you're not going to make any money off YouTube. Just stick to your daytime job and all this kind of stuff. But since starting YouTube, I'm not going to brag, but I've made a bit of money off YouTube. So like, it's just the same. Like, people are skeptical at first, but then once you talk to them about Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, how it can actually change the world, like it's literally going to change the world. It's not like a bunch of nonsense that's going to go away in a couple of years like some people think. It's like literally changing the world as we speak. Like some countries that can't get access to banks, a lot of cryptocurrencies are changing that, which is just amazing in my opinion.
So do you mind bragging a little bit and sharing with us some of the results you've been able to get with crypto, just to give you some idea?
Yeah, so I just recently invested into a cryptocurrency called Alice, and basically that cryptocurrency is going to be burning around 200 million of their cryptocurrency tokens from the token supply in about 2 days' time, and that will leave the token supply to 80 million. And basically, simple supply and demand shows you that that cryptocurrency has got easy potential for short-term and long-term gains to go up in value, because supply and demand means basically if the supply is going, then people are going to demand your tokens more. So your token's going to go up in value. So when I invested into that and when I told my YouTube viewers about that maybe a few days ago, maybe 4 or 5 days ago, it was at around 45 cents and now it's almost at 70 cents. So I think I put maybe not too much in it, maybe just over 1,000. And now that 1,000's probably worth about $2,500-3,000. So yeah, so that's probably from about maybe 4 days, 5 days work in my.
And yeah, when you play with cryptocurrency, you keep it all within the cryptocurrency. Do you ever exchange it for like currency, or you just keep it all within that infrastructure, if we want to call it that?
Yeah, so sometimes I exchange it back to pound because I'm from the UK, obviously. Mm-hmm. So what I do then is I just send it back over to Coinbase and then tell Coinbase, okay, I want to sell it back to you, and you give me the money and send it back to my bank. And then if you've done it like a few times, usually the bank transfer only takes maybe a day or two, but just so they're covering their own back, they say it's going to take like maybe 3 or 4 days. But for the first time that you transfer your money back to your bank, it usually does take about maybe 3 or 4 days for you to get your money. So it's pretty easy for me to like transfer money back from Coinbase to my bank. Mm-hmm. But they say if you do it with like a larger amount, then obviously your bank's going to start looking at you being like, where did you get this money from? And then Coinbase, sometimes if you send like a large amount to Coinbase, like maybe 20,000 when you only started with 1,000 in Coinbase, they usually question you as well, asking where you got this money, even though they're a cryptocurrency exchange. Because I've heard of rumors in the past that some people's Coinbase accounts have been like shut down for maybe a week or two until they could actually resolve it and show that they actually did make the money through cryptocurrency, because anybody could just say they made money through cryptocurrency, but for all we know, it could be laundering money and all that kind of stuff. That's why they've got to take their precautions.
Right. So that's where it gets a little tricky, because there's probably a lot of money laundering that also is happening. And that's right now it's a little more loose.
Yeah, exactly. That's why the governments keep an eye on it, because for all you know, you could just leave all your money in Bitcoin, never transfer it back over to your bank, and then technically, if you wanted to, I'm not saying to do this, but you wouldn't technically have to pay tax in some countries, because in some countries it's not law at the moment that you've got to pay tax on your cryptocurrencies. So
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't do that. Obviously, pay your tax, but in some countries, it's actually law that you don't. That you have to pay your tax on your cryptocurrencies. And in some countries, it's not by law yet that you've got to, because it's technically just a digital currency, so it's not real money in some people's eyes. Like some countries, they don't see it as real money. They don't see Bitcoin as real money. So in the future, they see Bitcoin's just going to go away. But some
Right.
people use some people use these cryptocurrency cards. So it's just basically like your normal debit card, and you take it to a store, just use it like a normal debit card, and you just spend your cryptocurrencies that way.
But where can you actually spend that or use these
Uh,
cards?
yeah, so
Don't
you can use them in pretty much all like shops, coffee shops, and all this, because
really.
it's just like your normal debit or credit card. It's literally just like that. So what usually happens is you have your application on your phone, and then when you're going to pay for it, you get your application on your phone, you put the card in, and then it comes up on your application and it says, do you want to send this amount to this place? And then you agree, and then basically it's done in like, if you do it with Bitcoin, it's not that easy now, just because it takes so long to send your Bitcoin. So that's why a lot of people do it with like different cryptocurrencies now, like maybe Litecoin or cryptocurrencies that are like super quick to send.
You'll
So
have to send me a list of all these different debit cards you're talking
yeah, there's quite
about
a
so we
few.
can
There's
share
quite a few
that
out.
with people.
Yeah, so you got like 10x, Centra, and then there's quite a few cards out there at the moment for cryptocurrency, which is pretty good.
So, okay, so because I want to wrap this up, I know your time is
Yeah.
limited. Can you tell us, like, so anybody who's interested in investing in cryptocurrency, what are sort of the first steps, and what do you recommend them to go into? In the U.S., we're using a lot blockchain to do transactions. What
Yeah.
are you guys using in Europe? Like, what's the easiest way to set it up?
So the easiest way in the UK, I'm not sure about America, is to just go onto Coinbase. So that's basically the one that most people go onto. So what you do is you go onto Coinbase, sign up and everything, go through the process of letting them know who you actually are. And then when you do that process, then you can put your card on there, or you can make a bank transfer to Coinbase. And then when that happens, your money goes to Coinbase. So if it's US dollar, euros, anything like that. And then what you can do with that then is you can either buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Litecoin. And then once you've bought those cryptocurrencies, you can actually start trading cryptocurrencies, because you can go from Coinbase to a load of different exchanges. There's like a lot of exchanges at the moment, and that's how you get dabbled into like other altcoins like IOTA, Bitcoins, and all these other cryptocurrencies.
Oh,
Yeah,
awesome. Cool. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time
it's been a
today.
pleasure.
Thank you for being
Yeah.
part of the show. Really, really, really appreciate it. Why don't you tell all of our viewers about your channel and where they
Yeah.
can hit you up?
Yeah, okay, so you can go on YouTube, just type in Crypto Ellis, and then that's my channel. And then when you're on YouTube, if you're watching one of my videos, all my other links to all my other social media platforms will be below the video in the video description. So I'm on Steemit, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, pretty much all of them. So yeah, I'm pretty busy at the
Awesome.
moment.
Yeah, and I know you are, and that's why I'm thanking you for taking a
Yeah,
few minutes out of your day to be part of the show. So I'm going to make sure to include all those links.
yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being part. I know
Okay,
we had a few technical glitches with
before we do
Facebook
go,
Live. Yeah, go ahead.
If
Sorry.
anybody's watching this in the UK and they're in London, tomorrow I'm actually going to be speaking at an event in London, and
Oh, that's
we've got guest
awesome.
speakers, we've got guest speakers there as well. So the CEO of the ICO called Spectre, he's going to be there, and then there's a few other people. So it's a free event. I think there's going to be over 250, maybe 300 people already going to that event. So if you do want to go to that event, like I said on my latest videos, the link to that event will be down below. So I think it starts around 6 o'clock, ends around 8 o'clock, and we're just gonna have a good time talking about cryptocurrencies. It's for newbies and people that have been in cryptocurrency for like 2-3 years as well. So yeah,
That's
just want to get
awesome.
that.
So where in London is it again?
So it's in the city of London, in Moorgate. It's called Moorgate. Yeah. So like I said, the link will be below in my video description.
Yay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, look at you. In such short amount of time, you've been able to do so much as
Yeah,
far as
exactly.
like trading and with your channel. So, I mean,
Yeah.
it feels like the internet, like back in the good old days, if you want
Yeah.
to say.
And then I
But,
might be going to Poland in December to go and
ah,
interview a CEO of another ICO as well. So yeah,
awesome.
it's really exciting at the moment.
Yeah, so you're like pure epitome of the crypto hustle. Yeah, congratulations. Super proud
Yeah,
of you.
thank
Awesome.
you.
Well, thank you, Crypto Ellis, Jack, for being on the
Thank you.
show.
Yeah.
And guys, make sure to tune in to That Crypto Hustle every week. We're going to have cryptocurrency expert share their knowledge so we can essentially know exactly where to make transactions and how to move forward with cryptocurrency. All right, guys, thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.